Okay, this should be the final installment of my Adept Insanity Guide. Unless I decide to make more for some odd reason, who knows. This guide is a heck of a lot longer than I ever wanted it to be. I probably shouldn't have done 0 episodes, but I decided to do them, but whatever. So, I'm going to basically forgo showing the first part of the Oculus fight. It's pretty straightforward. But basically, your ideal team as an Adept for every single part should be Miranda and Thane, unless you're deliberately trying to kill certain characters. Because, you know, you want to see what happens differently in Mass Effect 3 or whatever. Basically, you know, you're doing the same things you've always done. Chuck Singularity out. And try to pull enemies. Here, I just don't bother with the shooting sometimes if I don't have to. I mean, mostly these guys are mostly barriers, so I just try to pull them. So I have, instead of me trying to pull a guy and then have Miranda and Thane, you know, warp bomb, I'll just try to have them strip the shields and, or the barriers I should say, and then pull and throw. Just because there's a lot of wide open spots here, so you can just whip them off the map. It's easier that way. I think I start doing some warp bombs later, but not a huge deal. This first part is pretty straightforward for the most part. There's a lot of areas you can throw guys off the map, which is really fun. So I try to do that as much as possible. So I love doing that. Basically, you got to make sure you hit those green things all along the way, so whoever you got in the vents doesn't die and you're forced to restart. That guy survived my first throw. More guys should pop in here. Yep, Harbinger's 1. Pull that goof. Yeah, so Singularity, Harbinger, whenever you see him, pretty much. It's not nothing different than what you've done before, except you probably haven't faced Harbinger all that much, so. Just Horizon and the Collector ship. That's really only 3 times you meet him. He won't show up in the first part. That's really when he starts first showing up, is that little part right there. This part's kind of annoying, I find. For the record, I don't think I have... The problem is there's so many enemies here, and sometimes if Harbinger usually gets right in your grill, you have to force them out, and then it's basically then you got to fight Harbinger a bunch of times. I can never seem to get up to my whoever got doing the events quick enough.
I've got.
Screw that guy.
If I must tear you apart,
Easy enough.
Ship is getting hot here. Come on, Shepard, I'm getting cooked alive.
Love the specialist starts screaming after a while. I'm burning up in here. More fun when it's Tally for some reason.
Too hot. I'm burning up. Hurry, open the valve.
you cannot stop an attack.
Feels like I'm on fire here. You gotta find that valve.
I want the screaming to stop. Quit your whining, you'll be fine. Like I said, there's not much different here than you've been doing before. Nothing really special to watch out for. Well, this part right here, you can actually make it to the corner there. The issue is, squadmates, for whatever reason, won't activate powers through that wall. And sometimes instant cap powers are like an invisible wall, like right across. So you try to use instant cap power, sometimes it'll just hit the wall, and it's like, what? So that's the only thing you gotta watch out for. Just to be aware of that. This part here, no big deal. Get that there. Go here. Here's the thing: you can go up the middle. You can see that ramp. Usually, that's where they expect you to go, and you have to basically fight through everybody while your vent person just basically whines the whole time. But you go up the left, you can pretty much bypass it. As soon as you touch that, it ends. So even if you're near death, doesn't matter. That's why I usually like to do that. Way I don't have to. I can just bypass the last fight. I mean, you can fight them all, but then usually Harbinger comes in and ends up. You end up taking out first, and he, control another guy, and then there's a couple of guys come in after that. It's just finding it a bit of annoying, and it's like, well, why do that section if you don't have to? So I usually just go to the left, run all past it. There's cover, basically slide all along, so not like it's difficult.
Suppressing fire! Don't let anyone through that door!
Some people really hate this. It's like, oh, all my squad mates are using Avengers. They couldn't use that in the game. Big hairy deal. They're just showing that, hey, look, they're all firing for Shepard. They're all holding him back. I don't care if they're using weapons. They're not really using the game. Some people have a big problem with that because role-playing reasons. I don't know. It's a cutscene.
Your attacks are primitive.
So I switched to warp in this section. Throw is really cool because you can throw them really high. The problem is sometimes you send them off to weird areas of the map that you can't find. I did this once before where I used throw, and even the missile launcher couldn't find them. So, or either that or I knew where it was, but it just died before I got them. So, and sometimes if it's Harbinger that possesses them, well then good luck trying to kill it. So I would recommend warp instead of throw. Luckily that guy dies, so it doesn't have to force a restart.
All clear. Let me know when you're ready to move up, Commander.
Yeah, because if you throw them off the map and they're still alive, and the game thinks you can't progress, that they're basically that Jack is still on a fire show, you can't actually activate her to continue on. So that's why I recommend warp in this section. Kind of sucks because it's really cool. Is just use throw to send people flying like way up high out of the arena, but not much you can do there, unfortunately. Like I don't want to say the developers screwed up because quite frankly I can't code, so to say that they screwed up is kind of disingenuous of me. I don't think they screwed up. They probably just never expected that kind of thing, or that never came up in testing kind of thing. So.
Leave the dead where they fall.
I'll be here. Let me know when you want to move.
So I'm gonna just shove the squad mates back here. Sometimes you can put them up too close. They sometimes don't take good cover and they end a good shot, and it's annoying. So I try to get up close, and then so I can take the brunt of the fire. Yeah, so always make sure you put Sinclair and Harbinger. I'm just going to refresh it there and make sure he's down. Basically, I don't want one of those guys to turn to Harbinger. Sometimes, Harbinger possesses a guy right away, sometimes he doesn't. Here I find Harbinger possesses the next guy fairly quickly, which is annoying. It's usually the guy that's on lowest health. Luckily, he didn't turn. There we go. It's usually Harbinger possesses the guy who's basically on the lowest health or the lowest barriers if there's no guy with lowest health, so it's like, you almost killed him, oh look, Harbinger! It's like, oh, come on. So this next part, I had the missile launcher on my back so I didn't feel like restarting. That one section, I had the missile launcher in case, my throw bugged out, but again, I realized it was I bugged out so bad, and missile launcher even couldn't save me, so. This next part, the cane's really good, just because you have this one sign you want to take out, so the cane's really good. Arc Projector is good because it's just a ton of husks as well. Avalanche is also good because, again, it's husks. Missile launcher, not so much, so I'm forced to not do this like I usually do. And somehow I end up surviving, so I'm going to check Singularity then, and try to basically hold husks in place. Fortunately, husks don't follow standard procedure here. By following the floor, they actually like to get up on this little area there, crawl over, so singularity is kind of useless for the most part, it seems. Somehow... yeah, so I'm just gonna play things safe. Somehow I didn't get hit by shockwave there, or at least it didn't affect me.
Enemy down. All clear. Let me know when you're ready to move.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the hardest section of the whole point. Just because if you don't kill that sign quickly enough, usually it's like, okay, you got the shockwave that can stun you or kill you, you've got husks that can stun you and kill you, and basically it's trying to overwhelm you with husks or basically stagger you with... yeah, so maybe it's just trying to overwhelm you with husks, and then Scion's there to either stun lock you so husk and then wail on you, or you get wailed on by husk to stun you and then the shockwave will kill you. So this is your last available manual save point, so I usually save there, as you saw. I could have just skipped ahead this last part, but I just had to keep it in, just because you got a couple more husks here. They're almost pointless at this point, but it's just mostly, I guess the game's like, we'll give you something to do. Not a bad thing, it's just... I don't know. It just seems kind of anticlimactic kind of thing, where it's like, oh look, you just finished up that one last part with one Scion, a couple of husks, and they're all rushing, there you go. Now you just have to walk this little extra bit with these few little husks along the way. I guess it makes more sense if you have someone that's not suited for the biotic bubble. So it's like basically they want to tire him out a little more, but I don't know if you need that little extra long, but I'm not a designer, I don't know. There's probably a reason they did that. So this part here, again, this is similar to the collector ships on the collector ship, the platforms, except it's easier. Basically try to put your squadmates right there, that way you're up front. And I'm just going to throw that guy just because. And anyway, you can stay here. You can see these ones come in. Just pull that guy, pull that guy. Okay, I don't think Harbinger comes in on that. I don't think Harbinger ever comes in on that one. But Harbinger starts appearing on this one, I believe, so just beware. Surprised Harbinger didn't possess the other guy, but... I think I used throw there like an idiot.
Enemies incoming.
Yeah, so I would stay in cover here. Sometimes I put my squadmates here and then go down to that far one, but then I find that my squadmates are too close sometimes, and they get attacked, so another good one to do is just stay here. Whoa, what the heck? I didn't see that on my first time through. Somehow he got stretched, but his arms got cut. Wow. Yeah, I gotta see that again. But I won't do it on this video. You can always rewind it, I'll watch it again later. But man, that thing, it just looks like I threw him, but he went to go throw, but he stretched because an arm was caught on that geometry somehow, and got slingshotted back onto the platform. It's weird. now I'll throw the guys up there. I mean, I could bring them here. Sometimes I bring them down here too, but then I go to the one on the left, but then again, they're just hanging out to dry. So it's good to have them behind you, out of the way. Maybe I can get them with, so. Mapping warp here because I can. That way I can just use a quick slot on the pause to shoot these guys. To use warp. I'm just gonna need stasis on this guy to get close. Anyway, that's that part. That's just the platforms, so.
Edie, how do we destroy it?
Like I said, you can't make a save here, which kind of sucks. I wish I could sometimes. Mostly because I like to keep a video set, like split a video between that part and
Give us a minute, Edie.
this part, the suicide mission. So you gotta fight the Reaper larva. The baby Reaper is,
Incoming.
some people call her the Terminator. So let's get. So they always come in starting from the right here.
Not a problem.
The forces of the universe bend to me. It will be done.
Understood.
Delay is pointless.
Found that one.
Lighting up my shot.
Shoot the injection tubes.
So you can kill all these in one shot. I'm going to try to do it here, and you'll see me fail. I was trying to hit that, so I was hoping my warp would hit that thing first. Then I'm going to use them on warp, and then I'll shoot this fourth one here. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, Miranda and Thane didn't actually hit it with warp, which really, really sucks. And my warp somehow missed, it looks like. So I didn't actually get it like I thought it would. So here I'm actually going to use a warp bomb because that way it would stagger him.
Shoot the injection tubes.
And I could basically shoot the other guy's shields off, throw another throw, or pull I should say. Hey bud. Slam, shoot it there. Yeah, so they'll start on the right, then they go to the left, and I think they come in with 2 more platforms. Even if they don't, then
Jack here.
I think the next part they add the platforms anyway, even if you didn't basically do one at a time. You're supposed to routinely do that, I guess, in 4 tries, like, you know, basically one shot at each
Overload this place until it's sky
tube.
high.
But you can actually kill them all in one shot. I've done it before. For some reason, whatever reason, their powers didn't explode it. My power didn't explode it. Sometimes what you do is, okay, use a power on one of them, and then use 2 squadmate powers in each of their tubes,
Some of them gave their lives.
like projectiles or things like that, and then you can shoot the 4th one. That way you can do it all in one shot.
You require the collective base. I'm looking at the schematics. Edie,
I know with the soldier, one guy said he's able to do it in one adrenaline rush with the particle beam. You can basically sweep it across.
this base
No matter what kind of technology we might find, it's not worth it.
Shepard.
But yeah, using your squad mates and your own powers, your gun, and then try to do it all in one shot would be
To
good.
discard this facility. Think of the potential.
We'll fight and win without it. I won't let fear
And
compromise.
then, of course, Mr. Elusive Man tries to convince you,
Let Shepard
hey,
destroy
keep the base.
So what? You'll replace me.
And then you can keep it if you want, doesn't really
Give you
matter.
an order, Miranda.
I noticed. Consider this my
As people
resignation.
complain out, your choices don't matter.
What's at stake? About everything Cerberus has done for you. You.
Let's move. We got 10 minutes.
I like that
before
part
the
with taking
reactor
Miranda.
explodes and blows this whole station apart.
Basically shuts it down. Kind of out of character for her, but eh, still cool.
Right away.
And then this next part, and this is why I take the cane. Makes it go a little faster.
Taking heavy fire. I'm on it.
As I must.
Yeah, so if you want to equip warp yourself, which is what I'm doing here. For whatever reason, my left and right, my D-pad, which usually means, okay, use your power on the selected enemy. Your squad mates don't seem to do that here. I'm not sure if it's same with the Q and E on PC or not. There, 2 cane shots. If you have like all the upgrades or most of them, you can get basically 2 shots in. Same if you have like the legs. I forgot to put the legs on here, the armor legs that give you weapon ammo. I ran out of pistol ammo, so I'm having to force to use this kind of thing. I probably should have switched to get a plasma shotgun because it does more damage. At this point, I'm just trying to do any sort of damage. I should have maybe brought the Locust just in case. I was thinking about it, I don't think I ever did. Yeah, so I have to basically about power to hit these things with there. Easier to hit the chest than it is the eyes if you're shooting. That's why I like to go up close as possible and do that. Basically, you hang around the right side here, he'll come up the right. Hang out the left side of the screen, he'll come up the left. Hang out the right side, he'll come up the right. Typically, if you're more in the middle, then I don't know. He usually comes up on one side or the other. Yeah, actually, he's closer over there. I should say. Looks like I should have been over there, but. So you can hit him in the eyes for damage as well, just the chest is bigger.
Dust. Race the seas for the hit.
Yeah, so now the collectors start popping in. Harbinger will pop in as well. That attack will hurt the collectors if they get in front of it. And if you kill Harbinger, he'll drop heavy weapon ammo. So it'll basically automatically fill your guns with ammo and help replenish your heavy weapon ammo as well, which is good. And then somehow he dies there. I'm not sure who, Thane or Miranda must have shot him, but anyway. That's the suicide mission, and then that's the end of the game unless you have any DLC you want to do, like say if you haven't done Arrival yet, or if you want to do any